Okay, so I think we can get started. I see a bunch of guests appearing on LinkedIn, on YouTube. Well, thank you very much for being here. Let me just give you a little introduction of what we're doing today. My name is Shaima Sedi. You probably have seen me in some videos and some webinars previously regarding our full-time programs in Africa Business School. Today, I'm here with two of my students in quantitative financial modeling, so the QFM program. I'm very happy to have them. I think they're going to give you a bit of an real feedback about what is the experience of a student being in the QFM. We will be running you through how the application works, how does the program is structured, their feedback on the classes, etc., so that you can get a proper insight about what to expect and what the administration expects from you. By the end of the webinar, we expect you to just shoot any question you have, and then we will be addressing them. I think we can get started. Very happy to have you all. Make sure you're popping all your questions on the chat box, and we will tackle them by the end of session. I'll give you the floor to introduce yourselves first, Miriam and Etman, and then I'll give you some questions that can be in the benefit of our audience. Maybe ladies first. Miriam, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miriam Al. I am a 22-year-old student enrolled in the Quantitative and Financial Modeling program. I am excited to be here today to share my experience with you and answer some of your questions.
Good. Etman's turn.
So, hello everyone. I'm Atman Harba, 23 years old. I'm student at the QFM Master Degree here in the Africa Business School, and I'm happy today to share my own experience about the admission process and answer your question about the program.
Good. Thank you very much, guys. Let me give our audience a bit of a background on the program for people that haven't heard about it yet or that you're here wanting more information. The Quantitative Financial Modeling is a program that is created and in partnership with Al Khawarizmi department at UM6B. So both schools, Al Khawarizmi and Africa Business School, have launched this program that is of a duration of 2 years and has three specializations: financial engineering, data management or data engineering, and modeling. So the full program is taught in English. Applications are currently open, and we have launched successfully our first cohort, through which Miriam and Etman are part, and they're currently on their second semester. So the program has 4 semesters, as I mentioned previously, 3 semesters of academic teaching, and the final one is an internship, a 6 months internship to make sure the transition between being a student and an employee, is smoother than what other students might experience in other schools. So my first question addressed to my two students would be, how did you find the admission process? And if you can give us a bit of details so that prospects and future students understand what to expect, what kind of things they should be maybe preparing so that they get along with the task, and specifically tell us, how did you leave those 2 days? So what kind of tips, what kind of things you can share with us so that they can make it easier for our students and understand maybe better what the department, with both departments expects from them. We were gonna go with Miriam and then shoot to Edmund.
So for the admission process, it involved applying through the online platform, and by then you must wait for an invitation to take the entry exam. The entry exam was split into 2 days, as Shayma said, with the first day consisting of a short multiple choice exam, uh, which lasted for like 2 hours and 30 minutes, I guess. And then once we finished that, we took the French and English exam, waiting for the short exam results because we had to be shortlisted as the program is very selective. And the second one was a 5 hour long exam covering algebra, calculus, and computer science. Following the exams, we were also invited to participate in interviews as part of the admission process. The interviews were individual and in groups. Once you are taking the individual interview, they ask you the members of jury ask you some questions about math, computer science. The questions vary depending on the jury, and the group interviews were mainly to see how you behave in a group setting. And so, yeah, that's about it. Overall, the admission process was challenging, but mostly fair. For the tips, um, I would say that you have to manage your time once you are taking the exams, and do not focus on the amount of your questions you're answering, but focus on the quality of your answers, because the administration and the members of the jury are looking for students that have the ability of critical thinking, and they're trying to see how you your abilities in problem solving. So yeah, that's about it.
Good, Uthman.
You wait for the invitation, and the admission process for the QFM starts with the logic test that lasted, I think, 2 hours and a half. The test was challenging and served as an elimination round to assess the analytical and problem solving skills of the applicant. During the logic test, you will be required to have critical thinking and reasoning skills, and problem solving also. It was challenging experience, but it was good for me. And after the logic test, we had the French and the English tests. And after passing successfully the logic test, we had the written exam. It was a 5 hours exam. It's primarily focused on mathematics, including topics such as probability, statistics, linear algebra, integral calculus, almost everything you covered in mathematics before. And also we had computer science topics such as algorithmics, programming, and problem solving in general. And the second day of the admission process, it was about two interviews. The first one was an individual one with the three jury from different backgrounds, when we asked the technical and the non-technical technical questions. And the last one was a group interview, where we had the topics and we had to discuss it within group. And
Good.
I think that's it.
Thank you so much, guys. I think here what we should be focusing on is because you mentioned it was challenging from a perspective, and that just highlights the fact that this program is very selective, as Miriam mentioned, right? So we're looking for very good candidates because this is translated to your experience. We try to get you the best professors, and the way this is structured is in a way that our students make sure they are succeeding throughout the 2 years. With that being said, there's also I don't remember, guys, if you before we got into the first semester, there was a pre-planning, right, to attend your classes. So even if you find the admission test a bit challenging, we will put some effort into training you beforehand so that you are ready for the first semester. So in general, like Etman and Miriam said, to keep in mind is once you finish your online application, for which the deadline is on April 15th, so we have about a week to go, then you will get back to your admissions officer, reach out, and they will inform you about when you will be taking your tests. So three tests to take to keep in mind. First ones are the logic ones, that it's the short one that shortlists students to be able to move on into French, English, and then the main technical written test. About the interviews, things to keep in mind, as mentioned, is the first one you will be individually taking the interview in front of a jury, in which they're going to ask you about technical and non-technical matters. And then the in-group one is a bit more of a discussion, right, guys? You were sitting with a group, you were given a topic, and then we try to see to assess your communication skills, your analytical skills, the way you are taking initiative, etc. So it's a bit more of a soft skill oriented interview. So now that you passed on the admissions, right, that you got into the program, that we have you here, my second question would be, how are you finding the academic experience? Can you tell us more about what kind of courses you have been taking? How is the teaching method? what kind of things you have been learning, and now that you're moving into your specialization. We're in second semester. For our audience, just to keep in mind, if you haven't checked our website or you're not familiar about how the program works, the first semester is a common core semester and half of the second semester as well. Then students can split into whatever specialization they prefer based on academic merit as well. So they have been together so far, but now everybody's spreading their little wings and getting into their most preferred option, either financial engineering, data management, or modeling. I will start with Miriam. Just give us a bit of a background about how your first semester was, what kind of courses you had, and how you're tackling your transition into your specialization. And I remember you're doing financial engineering, right?
Yes.
Good.
So during the first semester, we had the first and the sec. The first semester and the first half of the second semester, we had like a common core program in which we gained a strong foundation in statistical analysis, probability, operation research, machine learning, and programming languages such as Python. This semester served as a, uh, a foundation to help us shift and shape our career goals and see if we are a better fit for data engineering or financial engineering or modeling. So the first semester helped me to see in which modules I perform well, and I found myself performing well in statistics and probability. That is why I chose to pursue my studies in financial engineering. The curriculum is designed to be both challenging and rewarding with a focus on real world applications. The professors are of high quality, and one of the highlights of my experience has been the opportunity to work on real life projects with industry partners, which has given me practical experience and a deeper understanding of the field. Uh, the program also encourages collaboration and networking, which has allowed me to meet and learn from students and professionals from different backgrounds and cultures through our meet and greet days. So overall, overall, my experience has been rewarding, and I am grateful for the opportunity and knowledge that I have gained through this program. And I am very excited to see where it will take me in my future career.
Thank you, Miriam. That's really good to hear from our perspective as well, right? Because launching a first cohort is not always easy, but we're very happy with your group. And overall, I think what students should keep in mind is that since this program is very selective and you need to have some kind of criteria of eligibility, you have to come from a certain background, right, to be able to tackle the mathematical part, the very algebra, etc., that is included in the admission process. When you get into the program, the structure of, let's say, the curriculum is really well made. The first semester really helps you, like Miriam was saying, to kind of understand what kind of field you would perform better while actually being in class, so that you're able to do the transition into, okay, so maybe FE is for me, financial engineering, maybe modeling is better. So you will get the chance to experience enough within first semester and half of your second semester to be able to join. Then specializations will start in second semester, so we're about to jump into them in about a week. And so the end of semester two will be experiencing the first three modules of your specialization. And then on the third semester, you will actually get more in depth. So you keep gaining knowledge in a gradual way while highlighting what Miriam just said, which is application of what you learn in real case scenarios. I think both departments, Africa Business School and Khawarizmi, agree on this and have fully made it possible for students to be able to learn and at the same time apply. So I think that's one of the highlights that students should take into consideration while applying. We want our students to be involved, to have initiative, to learn, but at the same time share that knowledge with their classmates while analyzing real life problems. So I'm gonna give the floor to Atman. Let us know how was your experience, and I think you're choosing data engineering for the next
Yes, yes.
semester. Good.
So I think Miriam has said it all, but the first semester was mainly about computer science and the mathematics fundamentals to be able to succeed in either financial engineering or data engineering or modelization. So the most important thing that I found interesting here is we had more practical work even in the most theoretical classes. So actually we covered a lot of mathematics in the first semester, and also the some basics of programming and computer science in general. So what I want to add is being student in the QFM master degree, you will be one of the luckiest students in the MCSP in general. So you will belong to two schools at the same time, Africa Business School and Al Khawarizmi department. So this will give you more chances, more network of two different schools, and of course will help you to achieve more in your career.
Absolutely. I think the synergy, right, of belonging to the partners that work very closely brings up a bit
Yes.
of a, a plus to your experience. And I think it's good to mention also that this program takes place in two campuses. So the first half of the program, or first semester, you will be in University Mohammed VI Polytechnic in Ben Grir, so the main campus. And then on your second semester, you come to Rabat. So it's good to experience both environments. I'll give you maybe the floor to give us a few words about how you live the transition.
I will go first and
Yeah,
say that the transition from Ben Guerir to Rabat was quite smooth because for me, I pursued 3 years in Ben Guerir as a bachelor, as a data science student there. So going to another campus was kind of a relief for me because I found it like an opportunity to meet new teachers, new staff, um, build a new network in a different city and a new campus. So I would say that the experience has been rewarding overall, and I am so grateful for it.
what about you, Utman? What do you think about the transition? Because I
Um,
know some of you were attached to the first campus, but I'm glad to see you
um,
flourish in the right
I am
in
one
this
of them.
new one.
Actually, it was a good experience to live in both campuses. Either actually, I had the previous experience in the Bengurir campus. I had my internship before, so this is why I choose it this master because I think it will be in Bengurir. But it was good to experience here the Rabat campus. It's a little bit different of the Bengurir one, but it's good.
Good, good. So let me just shed light on something that Miriam mentioned, which is the side activities that we do. Because we talked about academics, right? We talked about what kind of modules, how the semesters go, etc. But there's a big component that both schools, ABS and Khawarizmi, agree upon, which is developing not just your technical skills, but your soft skills. In order for you to become fully upskilled employees when you get into the job market. So within this first month of second semester, for example, we've had different meet and greets from people from the industry, and it's organized with Career Center at UM6P very closely, for which we are really grateful because we bring a lot of opportunities to our students. So after class, you will be meeting and greeting with different companies. We've had banks, we've had MasterCard Foundation, we've had Tijari. So a lot of components that will add up to enhance your experience within the program. I'll let you tell our audience what is the content of those meetings and how they have been helping you. Maybe, Mariam, you can go for this one, and Etzman, if you can give us a little bit more of insights about internships, because you now are working on getting an internship for this summer, and then we will get a bigger one for the 6 months one for graduation on the fourth semester. So we touch a word on this matter so that we can jump into our final question. Mariam, go ahead.
So for the meet and greet days, mainly industry partners come to us and explain what their activity is mainly, and they eventually tell us if they have any internship or openings. So we can ask any kind of questions, and this is a good opportunity for students to like stay in touch with industries and talk to them in real life and not just go to their websites and scroll up and down without getting any um, like um, a personalized answer. So during the meet and greet days, we have the opportunity to ask any kind of questions, broaden our network, um, give our resumes to the industry partners that come to us, and they will eventually call us for any opportunities and any internship openings or any career openings also. So yeah, I think it's a very rewarding opportunity to meet them. And yeah, and I think that I've gotten my first internship thanks to the meet and greet days. So yeah, that's about
Good. Thanks, Miriam. What about you, Utman? Maybe a bit of insights about how you're preparing your transition. So, what we encourage our students in our full time programs is to get a 3 months internship in summer, so after second semester, and then on the fourth semester, the graduating one. So, maybe tell us a little bit more about the kind of industries you would like to apply to, etc., coming from the background you're doing right now, and how you're, let's say, preparing for those.
I'm choosing the data management, data engineering option in this master. Because I have a bachelor degree in mathematics and computer science before, so this is why I choose the data engineering now. As you talked about, the meet and greet is really one of the great concepts that I appreciate here in the EMCSP. It's organized by the Career Center when we have the chance to meet experts from industry. For my summer internship, I want to do it in company in some data positions such as data science or data analyst or machine learning engineer in general. I think it's an opportunity to have an initiation to the field you want to build a career on. And what was the question, the last part?
No, I think you covered it all. We were just talking about then the 6 months internship, but that will be in the future. But I think you've already covered what kind of things you're looking for. And with that being said, both departments working hand in hand. What we try to do, and we will provide you then when we get into the fourth semester, is a list of the company's recommendation of in our environment abroad, not just in Morocco. We will like our students to get into more countries, into Africa, other maybe Europe, US, etc. But our focus is mainly Africa. We will try really to help you with that. So people that are applying to our program should also take into consideration that we foster both academic and professional, let's say, steps in the program. So that's important to keep in mind, because sometimes the transition of from student to finding a job is very anxious, makes students stressed. But in our side, and UM6P in general really tries to keep that closure with our students to make sure that their pathways are correctly, let's say, designed. Good. So last final question, and then we will jump into a bunch of questions that we have on the chat box. That would be, how does this master's adhere to your future plans? So we know how you got in, we know what you're doing right now, but we would like to know what you want to do in the future and how this master is helping you get there. I'm gonna switch roles, and I'm gonna give Etman the word first, and then jump to Miriam.
So what I want to do is build a career in as a data scientist. This master, as I choose the data engineering option, I already have the mathematics and computer science fundamentals such as statistics, probability, and programming in general. We have just started the specialization course this month. I think the classes are more than enough to succeed in my internship and have a job in data science.
Good. And we will hope you all the best. We're excited for you. Miriam, go ahead. Your thoughts.
the program aligns very well with my career goals because my ultimate goal is to work in the finance industry, specifically in the areas of quantitative analysis and risk management. So, this program provided me and is still providing me with a strong foundation in statistical analysis, and I will eventually have courses in financial modeling. I had some courses in programming languages, which are all essential skills in the finance industry. So I am confident that the skills that I have gained through this program will help me achieve my career goals and set me on a path towards a successful career in the finance industry.
Good. Well, thank you so much, guys, for answering this question. I think that it's going to be very productive for our prospect, for maybe students that want to apply in future years, just to hear from your personal feedback and personal experience, because at the end, you are the heart of the programs, right? You are the ones that go to class, you're the ones experiencing them. So thank you very much for being here, for taking time. I know you have a very busy schedule, my very busy students. So thank you for being here and give us a bit more feedback on your experience. Now, let me just go through the chat box and see if our audience have any questions that we might tackle. Um, Is it possible to get accepted even though you lack of experience in the finance field? So this program is actually has three specializations: so financial engineering, modeling, and data engineering. So you don't specifically need to come from a very squared finance background. That would be okay. Or if you're mentioning finance field as an experience in the job market, it's also okay. We accept admission from students that have just freshly graduated, but that have a small experience as well before joining the master's. It's a full-time master's, so please keep in mind that this is for full-time oriented students, not executives. Good. Okay, this question is for you guys. I think you will be a better fit to answer. So Nada says, for someone who is good in math but very bad in computer science and has no idea about computer science, can they succeed in this selective exam? Who wants to
I
get this one?
guess I
Mariam.
guess yes, because for me, for the long exam that took 5 hours, it had different parts. So you are not it's not mandatory to answer all of the questions, but you can choose to answer whatever you want. For me, I chose mostly to answer some computer science questions and leave the math for this the last part. But you choose whatever you're comfortable with, and do not worry about the amount of the number of questions that you answer. But as I said before, just focus on the quality of your response.
Good. Thanks, Miriam. And I'm gonna give this one to its man because he talked about the logic test. Nada Same says, what do you mean by logic test? Are you referring to the logic used in mathematics or to a logic test that presents colors, forms, and asks you to choose the best answer? So I think its man can give us a little bit more of insight about this. Is the first test that you take, the one that did that shortlists the first cohort.
Yes, the logic test is about not that complex mathematics. It's about analytical and problem solving questions. So there were three parts. The first part, we can say easy questions. You have 1 point per question. The second part, you can say medium level complexity, 2 points per question. And the third part was the most complex questions, 3 points per questions, and it doesn't require any specific preparation or something. It's just analytical questions.
Good, good, good. Thank you, Itzman. We have another question here. I applied with my bachelor in mathematics, so I will be much glad to know more about the master's in QFM program and the internships at large. Okay, so if you have a bachelor in mathematics, that would be it might be a great fit for you, maybe to make a bit of a twist in career. You will probably be fine in the admission test because you already have that background. And then regarding internships, so as I mentioned, starting the second semester, you will have a 3 months internship that we will help you find through meet and greets and other extracurricular activities. And then on the fourth semester, you will be doing a 6 months internship. What about the extracurricular activities? So within UM6P in general, there's a large, let's say, network of clubs and organizations. Our students at Africa Business School and at Khawarizmi can be part of those clubs, and it's pretty much developed. Here on the Rabat campus, we just launched two very successful actual initiatives that our students can take part of. And the good thing about joining these kind of programs and being part of two schools is that you can benefit from the whole network in UM6P Ben Greer and here in Rabat. Any initiative students have, they want to open or they want to launch, we welcome those. As I mentioned, we want people that have initiative, that are motivated. So when students come up with an idea that they want to launch a hackathon, a club they want to start, etc., we're happy to run them through that and to connect them to our student organization. Mhm. Management. Scholarships. I'm getting a bit of questions about scholarship. Let me just mention the two kinds that exist at UM6P. So we have a scholarship of excellency or based on merit. So depending on how you do in your admission process, you will be awarded that by the department, and that takes into consideration different criteria. So your previous academic experience, how you do in the main test, etc. So that is awarded to you when you rank on the top three of the cohort through admissions. Then the second one is the scholarship based on social condition. Once you gain admission to the program, we will offer you the possibility to apply to that if you need some kind of financial aid from the department. And then someone will guide you through it. Our admission officer will guide you through the steps, the documents to provide, etc. This second one can cover from 0 to 100%, and it involves your tuition, your housing, and a monthly allowance for your living costs. The merit scholarship will cover your tuition for the 2 years of the program. Mm. Is the English test part of the exam? Yes. So as Etzman and Miriam mentioned, you will be taking two tests of language, so French and English, because at UM6P and Africa Business School and Khawarizmi, we all agree on the fact that our students should be fluent in both English and French by their graduation. So we want to know what your level in the beginning. We want to make sure you are skilled enough to be able to follow up on your curriculum, and then make sure that when you graduate, you are fully fluent in those two languages. Good. Well, I think we covered almost all questions within our three rounds. Good. Let me give you a closing statement. Maybe Miriam and Etzman tell us tips or good program, something you want to share with your audience, really anything. And then we just say our goodbyes. Miriam, the floor is yours.
Um, I just want to say that I am so grateful for the experience that I am still having at the QFM program, because as I mentioned earlier, it's perfectly aligning with my career goals, and it's given me all the skills that I need to work in the finance field, as I said. And for the extracurricular activities, I am engaged in too many clubs, and I'm having fun here at the new campus. Uh, so yeah, I am so grateful for this experience, and I hope the new uh, the ones that want to apply, just go for it, and you will not be disappointed at all.
Thanks, Miriam. Etzman, your last word.
So what I want to say is being here in Africa Business School or in EMCSP in general is one of the best places you could study here in Morocco. It's a really great environment with a lot of opportunities and great network. So don't hesitate, just apply, and good luck.
Good. Thank you, guys. One last reminder, please. If you would like to be part of this amazing program in partnership with ABS and Khawarizmi, so being part to benefit from two different experiences, but at the same time, very rewarding learning adventure. Just make sure you're applying online through the UM6P portal. Our deadline is April 15th, so just make sure you're getting your documents in there, and then our admission officer will reach out to you. Don't hesitate also to check our website, Africa Business School or Al Khawarizmi. You will find both information in both websites. And yeah, whoever you want to reach out to, please just send us your questions to me, to our students. They can be available on LinkedIn or to our
Yes.
admissions officers. We will be very happy to just guide you through it. We try to have a very close relationship with our prospects and make sure we address all your questions. Thank you very much for being here. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of you in our test. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Etman. I'll let you go back
Bye.
to your classes. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.